A 30,000-pound bomb drops through the roof of a mountain. A $20,000 drone flies low over Dubai and hits a luxury skyscraper. A submarine fires cruise missiles from 500 feet underwater. And a tiny American drone, a direct copy of Iran's own weapon, is used to blow up Iranian missile sites. This is not a movie. This is the weapons list from the first 9 days of the US-Iran war. Today, we break down every single weapon being fired in this war. What it does, how much it costs, why it was chosen, and which side is winning the weapons battle right now. Welcome back to the series. If you're new, go watch parts 1 and 2 first. Links in the description. In part 1, we compared total military strength. In part 2, we went inside Iran's underground missile cities. Today in part 3, we follow the actual weapons in the air right now. According to US Central Command, Operation Epic Fury has already used more than 20 types of weapons to strike more than 1,000 targets in Iran. Let's go through them one by one. Every American war in the last 30 years starts the same way. With a Tomahawk. The BGM-109 Tomahawk land attack missile, TLAM, is the US military's opening punch in any conflict. US Central Command released video of the USS Thomas Hudner and Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer firing Tomahawk cruise missiles at Iranian targets on February 28, 2026. The first night of Operation Epic Fury. What is the Tomahawk? Range over 1,000 miles. Cost approximately $2.5 million per missile. Guidance GPS plus terrain mapping. It literally reads the landscape as it flies. It can fly for hours at low altitude, below radar, hugging the ground. Accuracy within 10 feet of its target. Warhead, 1,000 pounds of high explosives. During the June 2025 Operation Midnight Hammer, the earlier U.S. strike on Iran, more than 24 Tomahawks were fired from a U.S. submarine at Iran's Isfahan nuclear facility. The Tomahawk is the weapon of choice for 3 reasons: no pilot at risk, no need to enter Iranian airspace, precision at extreme range. If the Tomahawk opens the war, the Beta Spirit stealth bomber ends it. 7 Beta Spirit stealth bombers flew from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri directly to Iran, dropping 14 GBU-57 bunker buster bombs on Fordo and Natanz nuclear facilities during Operation M. Midnight Hammer on June 22, 2025. The Beta Spirit, the world's only operational stealth-heavy bomber. Wingspan 170 feet, as wide as a 16-story building is tall. Range 6,000 miles without refueling, minus 10,000 miles with 1 mid-air refuel. It can take off from Missouri, bomb Iran, and land back in Missouri without ever landing in the Middle East. Its stealth coating makes it nearly invisible on radar. In March 2026, the Beta returned to Iranian airspace, this time dropping the 1,000-pound GBU-31 precision bombs on Iranian missile facilities. And the Beta carries the most terrifying weapon in the conventional arsenal, the bomb we talked about in Part 2. The GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator. Weight 30,000 pounds, the heaviest conventional bomb ever used in combat. Length 20.5 feet long. It penetrates up to 200 feet through rock and earth before exploding. Only the Beta can carry it. No other aircraft in the world. It entered the bomb's ventilation shafts at Fordo at over 1,000 feet per second. Each bomb was programmed with a unique impact angle and fuse setting, customized bomb by bomb, for maximum underground destruction. 6 bombs hit Fordo. To hit Natanz. Beyond the Tomahawk and the B-2, U.S. Central Command confirmed the use of more than 20 weapons systems. Here's what's been confirmed in action: F-2 Raptor, 5th-generation stealth air superiority fighter. Used for fighter sweeps, clearing Iranian air defenses before bombers arrive. F-35 Lightning took 5th-generation multi-role stealth fighter. Precision strikes on ground targets plus air defense suppression. The A-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft. Flies ahead of the strike package, jams Iranian radar so they can't see anything coming. MQ-9 Reaper drone, armed surveillance drone. launched precision Hellfire missiles at Iranian military vehicles and command posts. Hamar's M142 high-mobility artillery rocket system, used for the first time to fire the new precision strike missile PRSM. GBU-39 small-diameter bomb, minus 250-pound precision glide bomb. Can be dropped from high altitude, glides up to 60 miles, 8 feet in the space of one regular bomb. GBU-31JDAM 2,000-pound GPS-guided bomb. Defense Secretary Hegseth confirmed 500-pound, 1,000-pound, and 2,000-pound GPS and laser-guided precision bombs, of which we have a nearly unlimited stockpile. Lucas drone, low-cost unmanned combat attack system. Cost till $35,000 each. Already deployed against Iranian targets, U.S. Central Command confirmed. Here's the twist. The Lucas is a direct copy of Iran's own Shahed drone. America took Iran's weapon, studied it, built a version, and fired it back at Iran. Now Iran's weapons. And this is where the story gets very interesting. Iran's primary weapon is not a hypersonic missile. It's not a nuclear bomb. It's a $20,000 drone called the Shahed 136. And it is causing more chaos than anything else in this war. The Shahed 136, length 3.5 meters. Wingspan 2.5 meters. Cost between $20,000 and $50,000 per drone. Payload 110-pound warhead. Range estimated at over 1,000 miles. It flies low and slow deliberately because low and slow is harder to detect than a fast ballistic missile. The sound it makes is like a small motorbike engine. Ukrainian soldiers call it the moped. They've heard it for 3 years. Iran has launched more than 2,000 Shahed drones since February 28th. Targets hit. Parts of the U.S. Navy Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain struck. The U.S. Embassy in Riyadh struck. Dubai Consulate struck. The Palm Jumeirah luxury development in Dubai struck. Abu Dhabi airport to 1 killed, 7 injured. A radar station in Bahrain struck. A high-rise building in the Gulf, STRUCK. Here's the brutal math behind Iran's drone strategy. One Shahed drone costs Iran $20,000 to $50,000. One interceptor missile to shoot it down costs the U.S. or allies $500,000 to $1 million. That means for every $1 Iran spends, it costs the U.S. up to $28 to respond. A UAE Defense Ministry analysis showed that for every $1 Iran spent on a Shahed drone, it cost the UAE approximately $20 to $28 to intercept it. Iran cannot win the air battle. But Iran doesn't need to win, it needs to bankrupt the defense. Alongside the drones, Iran has fired its ballistic missile arsenal. Iran launched more than 500 ballistic missiles in the first days of the war. The missiles being used, Shahed 3, Iran's workhorse medium-range ballistic missile. Warhead 1,700 pounds. Range covers all of the Middle East, reaches Israel, Saudi Arabia, all U.S. Gulf bases. Iran has supplied Shahed technology to Houthi rebels in Yemen. Kyber-Shekin, more advanced, more accurate. Range 900 miles to 1,400 kilometers. Highly precise, designed to hit specific buildings. These are the same missiles we showed you in the underground tunnel footage in Part 2. EMAD and GHAD are variants, long-range ballistic missiles. Range up to 1,200 miles. Can reach deep into Europe if launched from northwestern Iran. While the attack weapons get all the attention, the real battle in this war is happening in the defensive layer. This is the battle you don't see on the news. The missiles being shot down before they hit. Here are the defense systems in play. U.S. Patriot missile system primary defense for U.S. bases in the Gulf. Targets, medium and short-range ballistic missiles. Cost per interceptor, tilled for $1 million. Problem: the U.S. blew through about a quarter of its total THAAD interceptor supply during Israel's 12-day war with Iran back in June 2025, and this new war has already lasted longer. THAAD Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. The highest tier missile defense in the U.S. arsenal. Intercepts ballistic missiles in their final descent phase. Cost per interceptor totaled $11 million each. Iron Dome, Israel's system for short-range rockets and drones. Proven in combat, over 90% interception rate. Israel's Iron Dome and Arrow 3 are actively defending against Iranian missiles targeting Israeli cities. The crisis nobody is talking about. U.S. officials admitted in a closed-door congressional briefing that Iran's Shahed attack drones represent a major challenge, and U.S. air defenses will not be able to intercept them all. At least one U.S. Gulf ally was already running low on interceptors just 4 days into the war. This is Iran's strategy working exactly as designed. Not to destroy the U.S. military, but to drain its interceptor stockpile until some missiles start getting through. Let's do the weapons math right now. As of March 9, 2026, U.S. offensive weapons used 14 GBU-57 bunker buster bombs, Fordo and Natanz destroyed. 20 types of weapons systems deployed. 1,000 plus targets struck in Iran. Beta bombers continue flying daily strike missions. Unlimited supply of 500, 1,000, and 2,000-pound precision bombs confirmed. Iran offensive weapons used 500 plus ballistic missiles fired. 2,000 plus Shahed drones launched. Targets hit U.S. Fifth Fleet HQ, U.S. embassies, Gulf airports, luxury towers, radar sites. The scorecard so far, 300 Iranian missile launchers destroyed, confirmed IDF. Iranian ballistic missile fire dropped 70%, confirmed. But Shahed drone attacks continue minus 2,000 launched and still flying. At least one U.S. ally running low on interceptors, confirmed CNN. U.S. officials privately admitted some drones will get through, confirmed. Bottom line from the Pentagon, General Dan Kane, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, we are seeing Iran's ability to hit us and our partners is declining, while our combat power, on the other hand, is building. The U.S. is winning the missile battle. Iran is winning the drone economics battle. And the question, heading into week 2, is whether the U.S. can destroy Iran's drone factories before the interceptor stockpiles run out. Two armies, to completely different weapons philosophies. America, precision, stealth, overwhelming firepower. $30,000-pound bombs guided through ventilation shafts. Missiles fired from submarines nobody can see. Iran numbers. Cheapness. Exhaustion. Thousands of $20,000 drones designed to drain billion-dollar defenses. A strategy built not to win, but to make winning too expensive. And right now, both strategies are working. The U.S. is destroying Iran's heavy missiles. Iran is bleeding the defense stockpiles dry. This war is not just a battle of weapons. It is a battle of economics. And whoever runs out first loses. Tomorrow, Part 4. We explain the chessboard, why the U.S. positioned its ships here, why Iran is targeting those specific cities, and why the Strait of Hormuz could trigger a global economic collapse. Subscribe. Hit the bell. See you tomorrow.